And to me, it's really serious that the Competition and Markets Authority can hold retailers and corporates to account because there's consumer protection legislation. There is nobody other than us campaigners and you as a community to hold the North London Waste Authority to account for the sorts of greenwash that it deploys. So here we go. I'm not going to read the whole newsletter, don't panic. But I'm just going to take, you'll see my little stars on the side, some key things. 2014, this newsletter, I think, went to about 200,000 or 300,000 households in the immediate vicinity of the incinerator. Selina, you might remember it, inviting residents to the consultation about the redevelopment of the incinerator. And it starts by saying they propose to build an energy recovery facility. Now that's jargon for power station. There is no difference whatsoever between the incinerator that we call the incinerator and the energy recovery facility that they call an energy recovery facility. It burns fuel, it heats up water, generates steam, steam turns a turbine, turbine generates electricity, just like any other power station in any other part of the world. It's an incinerator. The only difference is what it burns. Most incinerators burn coal, very rarely these days, oil, gas. And those materials are very, very rich in carbon, so mostly what you get is carbon dioxide and water. Don't need me to tell you, carbon dioxide is one of the main greenhouse gases, and that's what's causing global warming. If you use waste as your fuel, waste is full of complex chemical compounds with all manner of elements in them, and when they burn, they do not just produce carbon dioxide and water, they produce a whole raft of very dangerous chemicals which may or may not pollute the air because as you'll see shortly, the North London Waste argues that their filtration processes are sufficient to keep us safe because they remove all of those toxic chemical emissions. Aurora will be telling you much more about that. She's much more expert on that than I am. But that's just to contextualise the next set of our presentation. They call that area an eco-park. I challenged one of our councillors on this not that long ago, a couple of years I guess, and I said, look, we really need to talk about the incinerator, and they said, no, it's fine, it's in an eco-park. Well, I'll leave you to draw your own conclusion on that. It also, the promoters of the incinerator claim that the incinerator is much better than landfill. Landfill, as you know, it's already been mentioned today. I think we saw the big piles of rubbish and some going to India and all the rest of it. If you put rubbish in landfill and it contains food or wood or anything that will decompose, in other words, anything that if you put it in a composter, it eventually breaks down into compost. It gives off carbon dioxide, it gives off water, and it gives off methane. So that means that in the olden days, if you put stuff in landfill which included food, which it does, then it will decompose and it will add to the climate emergency. But these days, if you think about it, many of us, our food waste is collected separately. We should be collecting food waste from restaurants and food outlets separately. There is absolutely no reason why food waste, A, should exist, because we've had that conversation this morning, but B, should go into landfill. Landfill could easily be simply inert material. Inert meaning it will never break down. But if it's under the ground, it could in the future be mined for quite useful purposes. We don't have all of that technology right now, but burning it, we can never use it again. Burning rubbish wastes every single resource that went into that rubbish.